Hi everyone, Miles here, the golf professional at Southwick Park Golf Club. Here's definitely a subject that you have all experimented with, and it's what tee to use with your driver and how high should you tee it. Now, probably the rule of thumb for most people, which would work for the majority of drivers and the majority of swings, would be half the ball above the top edge of the club. So quite traditionally for a modern headed driver, that's why this Pink Castle tee is probably outsells all others quite comfortably. So I want to show you what differences it can make when you alter your tee height and what you should consider for your game. So let's just make a quick start and let's hit a couple of shots without a tee. So I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to move you around to the screen quickly. Well, let's do one. Let's just show you what, if you can see these numbers, that would be great. If you can't, then I'll explain them to you. So driver off the deck is one of those tricky shots. And I've just, out of curiosity, I'm just going to have a little experiment with this driver. This is the new Ping K series driver. I've just had a go with it today. Did a fitting in the week. It's definitely all right. Yeah, it's very nice, very Ping-like. Okay, so a driver off the deck will give you a certain thing, obviously. Like it's going to be low for a start. I mean, that's blatantly obvious, isn't it? So that's going to affect distance as well. I'm going to hit another one because that wasn't great. So you'll see the little heat map on the right there as I strike low down on the head. Okay. So it's given me a carry of 216 yards and a total distance of 243. So I'm just going to just quickly show you this screen because this is a screen that you all should consider using when you're potentially here on the simulator. So on the left-hand side is parameters where you could have achieved a much greater shot. So it tells me basically with my club head speed, I could have carried that 249 yards if all those things had been in the blue. And you can obviously see on this little heat map, the little white dot is where it struck. So in a nutshell, you know, obviously driver off the deck is not going to be ideal. Right, let me just go to a tee height, a yellow. So a yellow is obviously quite small, but there's a certain person that needs a lower tee with a driver. So if you hit down on a ball, you will need to tee it a bit lower, because if I teed this up on the pink or the even higher orange and I hit down on it, I'd sky it or I'd get loads of spin. So this lower tee for people that hit down on it would be perfect. Okay, so my angle of attack there, I purposely made that quite shallow. So angle of attack is something we might not have talked about in here, but it's this number down here. So a 0.3 is a positive angle of attack on the up. And you see that the LOT's pushed my ball slightly more into the middle, 234 carry, 259 total. So off of that low tee, that's my sort of would be my go-to tee height for a fade. So remember this, if you wanted to fade it, you tee it down a little lower. If you wanted to start to try and draw it, you tee it up higher. Okay, Pink Castle. Now obviously, you don't have to use a castle tee, you can use a normal tee, but a Pink Castle is probably the number one tee because it's about right for a modern driver head. So in order for me to hit this well, I will have to hit up on it a little bit. I'll have to sweep upwards. Okay, so it's starting to creep out. Clipped it off the toe. If you start to look at these parameter numbers here, I'm near the middle. I mean, I could have got a bit more ball speed. Now, why did I lose ball speed? Because I got it out the toe a little bit. Is hitting it out the toe a disaster? Not really. Gives you a draw normally. So that's just my, the brutal truth around a shot like that, that's just a lack of, a slight lack of skill, because I've just haven't made a very good swing and clipped it out the toe. Now, with a modern driver, is that a real problem? No, I've banged it straight down the middle. Right, now, all of you who want to try and experiment with more distance, you're probably going to have to tee it up higher. And this gets you into higher launch, more time in the air, but you must hit up on it. So my tips for hitting up on it is make sure the ball position's forward, at least left heel. You maybe go a bit more and a little bit of shoulder tilt backwards. And you are, because this tee's so high now, I could whoosh straight underneath it and almost miss it. But I need to make sure I'm swinging up and catching this on the way up. Hooked it. Hooked it trying to hit it too hard. But you can see the numbers have come back into those reasonable. Okay, so it's a very quick video about tee height, but it's something you should all experiment with. And if you come in here, you will be able to see if you're a person that hits down on it or hits up on it, because then that can help you choose your tee height. There is a lot of people that I see that obviously hit down on the ball. Now, if their tee height is too high, you catch right on the very top of the club. Off she goes with a load of spin and no distance. So hope that might help some of you. See you all next week.
So you can see in this swing here, this position right here is back in position.